All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever just looked at some people and wondered what separates those who are constantly growing from those who feel, well, permanently stuck? It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's actually a belief system. And today, we're going to break down the blueprint that unlocks all that potential. So, I want to start by asking you a really direct question. Do you think talent is something you're just born with, or is it something that you can build from the ground up? Your gut answer to this question, it says a lot about the operating system you're running your entire life on. When you boil it all down, it really comes to one of these two beliefs. On one hand, you've got the idea that, hey, you either have it or you don't. And on the other, this belief that anyone can get better at anything. This one little difference in how you see the world, it creates two totally different realities. Now, to really get this, we've got to look at the incredible work of a Stanford University psychologist, Dr. Carol S. Dweck. She's the one who took these two powerful worldviews and distilled them into one simple, totally game-changing idea she calls mindset. So first up, we have what's called the fixed mindset. This is basically the belief that you were dealt a certain hand of cards in life. Your intelligence, your talents, and that's it. That's your lot. Now, the main goal for someone in this mindset, it's to look smart no matter what. And the dangerous part of that is you start avoiding any and every risk that might make you look like you don't know what you're doing. And then, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you've got the growth mindset. This is the belief that the hand you're dealt is just your starting point. Your real potential is something that you can build over time. And what's so cool here is how the goal completely flips. It's not about looking smart anymore. It's about getting smarter. It's about learning. And that one shift changes absolutely everything. Okay, so let's put this to the test and see how it actually plays out in the real world. Because your mindset isn't just some idea floating around in your head. No, it's an active filter that literally controls how you react to life's biggest hurdles. So take a challenge, for example. The person with a fixed mindset sees a challenge and they see a threat. Why? Because if they fail, it's going to confirm their deepest fear, that they just don't have what it takes. But someone with a growth mindset sees that exact same challenge and sees an opportunity. They know it's the only way to actually get better. And how about effort? I mean, this is another huge one. The two mindsets see the very act of trying in completely opposite ways. The fixed mindset actually thinks effort is a sign of weakness, a sign of deficiency. The growth mindset, though, understands a basic truth. Effort isn't the enemy of talent. It's the very thing that turns it on. Which brings us to the big one, failure. To someone in a fixed mindset, failure feels like the end of the world. It becomes a verdict on who they are as a person. But for the growth mindset, failure is just data. It's information. It's not who you are. It's just something that happened. The question isn't, am I a failure? It's, okay, what can I learn from this? And you see this exact same pattern with feedback. The fixed mindset hears criticism and boom, the walls go up. It feels like a personal attack. The growth mindset, they go looking for criticism. They actually want it. Why would they do that? Because they want to find their blind spots. To them, feedback isn't an insult. It's a gift. Now, right about now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds nice, but it's just positive thinking, right? Well, this is the part where we move away from just psychology and get into the hard biology of it all. I mean, this is the crucial question, isn't it? Is there any real physical proof that putting in the work actually makes you smarter or better at something? And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And that proof has a name, neuroplasticity. Look, this is not a motivational theory. This is a proven scientific fact. For the longest time, we all thought the brain was basically set in stone, like concrete. We now know it's much more like clay. It can be reshaped and reorganized your entire life based on what you do. So how does this actually happen? Well, every single time you practice a new skill, and especially when you struggle and learn from a mistake, you are physically building new connections in your brain. The brain cells involved start talking to each other. And as the old saying goes, neurons that fire together, wire together. The connection, the wire, literally gets stronger, thicker, and faster. You are physically upgrading your brain's hardware. And the absolute best part of all this is that a growth mindset isn't some trait you're born with. It's a discipline. It's a skill that you can build. So let's open up the toolkit and see how it's done. The very first step, and honestly the most important, is just awareness. That's it. Just start to notice that little voice in your head. You know the one that says, I can't do this, or what if I fail? Don't try to fight it, don't judge it, just acknowledge it. Oh, there you are again. Because once you can hear that voice, you have an opportunity to respond. And there is one ridiculously simple tool you can use to totally reframe that negative thought in a split second. And it's this one little word, yet. That's it. So the next time your brain says, I'm not good at this, you just tack on the word yet. I'm not good at this. Yet. I don't get it. Yet. See what that does? It completely changes the meaning. It transforms a dead-end statement into a runway for future growth. A few other quick strategies. Start focusing on the process, on the effort you're putting in, not just the final result. Learn to embrace something called productive failure. This idea that if you're not failing every now and then, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. And finally, just redefine success. It's not about being better than everyone else. It's just about being a little bit better than you were yesterday. So as we start to land the plane here, what this all comes down to is a choice. A really conscious and powerful choice that you get to make every single day, in every single moment. And there's a really powerful way to think about this choice. A fixed mindset is like a prison that you've built for yourself. But a growth mindset, that's the key that unlocks the door. One keeps you trapped in who you are right now. The other gives you the freedom to become whoever you're willing to work to be. So if there's one single thing to take away from all of this, it's this. Your actions are what define your abilities, your effort, your discipline, your grind. That's what truly matters. That is what determines what you're capable of. So I'll leave you with one final question to think about. I want you to pick one thing right now that you've always told yourself you just can't do, or that you're not good at, and I want you to ask yourself, what are you not good at yet?